WWE really just did a whole contract signing with Javon Evans, but they decided to do it over commercial break. Weird. Look, you're already here. Hit that subscribe button. All right, this video is going to be a little bit different than the rest of mine because I just kind of feel like talking about this because at the end of every review that I post, every Monday Night Raw, every Friday Night Smackdown, every PLE, whether it's a full review or one of my 60-second reviews, check them out, by the way, they're a lot of fun. I always ask to let me know if I forgot anything, if there was anything that came up on the show that I didn't talk about. And this was one of the times where apparently I did, but to be perfectly fair, it wasn't my fault. Apparently, I forgot to talk about Javon Evans signing to Raw. They made a whole ordeal out of it. I know that it's all kayfabe. I know that Javon Evans is already a WWE superstar. I know that he doesn't need to re-sign a contract. I know that if he does need to sign a new contract in order to become a main roster star, it's not going to be on TV and it's not going to be from Adam Pearce, right? So I know this is all kayfabe. But they obviously wanted to make a deal of this. They wanted to make a big deal about this, but not a big enough deal to put it on TV. They decided to do it on the commercial break over Raw when the international viewing audience has a segment, and here in the US, we have a commercial break. So, yeah, not entirely my fault. But that's a little weird, right? Why would they do that? If they really wanted Javon Evans to be this big deal, if they wanted to make a big deal about, hey, Javon Evans is coming to WWE Monday Night Raw, because it absolutely is, by the way. It's a huge deal, and I love it. I love it for him. The guy absolutely deserves it. I kind of wish he would have gone to SmackDown, but that's aside the point. But why do it over commercial break? First, let's get into what this means for Monday Night Raw. Let's get into what this means for Javon Evans. I want to give a shout out to that boy Joseph. If you haven't checked him out, like the guy's channel is much bigger than me, of course, much bigger than my channel, of course. But if you haven't checked him out, go check him out. If I can drive at least one person in his direction, the dude spits absolute fire. Everything the dude posts makes perfect sense and is right up my alley. So if you mess with me, go mess with him. That dude's really cool. But anyway, a couple of weeks back, he posted kind of a 2025 recap, and he mentioned that there weren't any black single male stars on WWE. Let me rephrase that because that was a bit confusing. He said that there weren't any single stars on the WWE main roster on Monday Night Raw that were black. Go ahead, think of one. Think of one. There's very few black wrestlers on Monday Night Raw to begin with, but there aren't any that are single main event stars. I'll wait. As to what this means for Javon Evans, man, I am absolutely thrilled for him. I hope they give this guy the moon. This guy deserves to be a world champion within 2 years, right? I hope they give him a mid-card title in 2026, and I hope that he gets it and runs with it because I know he can. Given the opportunity, I know that this dude can take over the WWE like few I've seen before. And I've seen a lot of wrestling in my day. My day was a few years back, but I've seen a lot of wrestling in my day. And this dude can, I don't know, he just has that charisma, right? He has a talent for sure. His mic skills are absolutely amazing. I just hope that Triple H doesn't mess this up. Triple H really does know how to mess up young talent. So I hope that this isn't one of those instances because Javon Evans is the future of WWE. I know, like we like to say that Brock Lesnar is the future of WWE, but man, Javon Evans is the future of the WWE. Play your cards right, and you have a 20, 30-year career with him, and you don't need much else, if I'm being perfectly honest, man. I mentioned that they did the signing over commercial break, and that's, I mean, it's disrespectful to the guy, man. Either make a big deal about it or don't, WWE, right? Either do the whole contract signing thing or don't. But the fact that you're going to do it but put it on commercial break just feels like a waste of time for everyone. And Javon Evans deserves better. Um, yeah, I mean, either introduce him right away as a Raw superstar, have him be in the ring, have him cut a promo, have him go into a match, whatever you want it to be. Or if you want to do a contract signing, let's have a storyline about it, right? But you kind of wasted something good there with that whole Javon Evans coming to the main roster thing. If you want to make a storyline about it, have a bidding war about it. Have Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis in the ring, kind of, fighting for him, fighting for this top superstar that will be the future of WWE. But no, you did it over a commercial break where your biggest viewing audience wasn't able to see it, including myself. And I apologize for you if you follow this channel, because I should turn on my VPN and I should watch uh, WWE without these commercial breaks. I do most of the time, but for one reason or another, I didn't this time around, and I missed it. And a lot of you called it out in my comments, and I appreciate you for calling it out in my comments. That's why I ask you to leave those comments if I forget anything. But yeah, Javon Evans is a Raw superstar. I love it. I love a young, talented dude like Javon Evans being on the main roster. I want him to win an Intercontinental Championship soon. I did a few shorts that will be going up soon of who I want to dethrone current champions, and my answer for the Intercontinental Championship is I think Javon Evans should be the next Intercontinental Champion. Whether Dominic Mysterio's hurt or not, whether you're going to do a tournament for a vacant title or not, whatever you want it to be. I think Javon Evans should come to the main roster. Let's strap the rocket on him and let's have him be an absolute megastar. But like I said, Triple H knows how to ruin a good thing, so I'm not holding my breath. We might be seeing him jobbing out to Braun Breaker or Brock Lesnar in a few months. Man, I really hope that's not the case. Anyway, like I said, today's video is a little bit different. I just kind of wanted to rant about that. I didn't get a chance to talk about it because, like I said, my VPN was off, so I didn't see that during the commercial breaks. But good on Javon Evans for doing that. I hope WWE treats him right on the main roster. I hope he's not an AEW in a few years, because, listen, we love to scream that Tony fumbled, but if something happens and Javon Evans isn't a WWE champion, a world champion, by 2028, let's say, way to fumble on that, Triple H. So I hope that's not the case. I hope Triple H does him right and strap a rocket. Let's fly this guy to the moon. Anyway, like I said, shout out to that boy Joseph, because I did post a lot of cool stuff. So if you haven't gone to check him out, I saw a video of his right before this where he was talking about the whole no black wrestlers on the main roster, no single stars on the main roster. So that was kind of alarming to me, especially considering Triple H's political ties. So whatever. Anyway, also that guy Joseph, I know I'm a small YouTube channel, man, but hopefully I'll get large enough someday so that we can collab. Because you spit fire, man, and everything you say makes a lot of sense to me. And I agree with you. Brock Lesnar is a piece of shit. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to follow, hit up one of my channels, or hit up another one of my videos. They're a lot of fun. Let me know what you think. Anyway, as always, until next time, have a nice day.